had a dream of going pro, let that go. But it's snatched by the plumber when I exit the door. Now when they see me,
oh man, you ain't ballin' no more.
You just don't know. I'm on
Highland Park, Texas, affectionately known as Dallas. My name's Yells, or known as Ron Yell, here with my main man Maestro. Maestro is not in the building. We would not have it any other way for the Lone Star Invitational Championship game. It is the team out of Dallas, the Lone Star Basketball Club, taking on H-Town, the H-Town Hoopers. And Maestro, I got to hand it off because I'd be lying if I said I did not have a dog in the fight and I did not have a fave. Because I do. Maestro, what are you looking for in this one today between H-Town Hoopers and Lone Star Basketball? I mean, it's been one hell of a tournament as it is. But what do you expect from this one?
You know what? Every tournament Yells is getting better and better and better. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I think our man Blaze been hanging out with my twin Maestro because he never returns my texts. Figure I hang out with my man when I get into town. I don't hear nothing from him. He'll text me Tuesday, go, "Oh yeah, I got you, bro." Like, come on, man, get out of it. But anyway, you know, here's the thing. What we know about Lone Star Yells, they got that defense. They got the defense going strong, and they showed it. They put it up when they need it, as in all their games today. You know, first game was close, second game not so much, but the defense showed up when it needed to, because they can block the ball when they absolutely have to shut down another team. But they need to limit second chance points when they do that, and Hoopers are going to be living off of second chance points because they showed you how they can do that all day here. So I think this is one of those cases. I'm gonna say it again. I know everybody gets crazy. Style makes fights, right? So we got a team that's good at defense, got another team that's good at second chance point and leading on assists. I think this matched up perfectly for us to see a knockdown drag out.
Well, given the animosity between these two cities, and it's a real one, I think that bleeds over to some of these kids who may or may not be from those areas as it is. Azunda Mazaka coming off a masterclass game last game where he just put on a show, some call it a legacy game. And he's had a great tournament thus far. Almighty Saul relatively quiet, but Azunda Mazaka has put on a show. Almighty Saul has stepped in where he's needed to. Quiet day for Devontae Langford as well, but they're here in the championship game. On the other side, for Lone Star Basketball Club, Tyler Allen, looking like a three-point range machine so far in this tournament. Ashton Moreno getting on the glass, and of course Trey DeRozan, which we know all about, alongside Matthew Mozgov and Mo Urbauskas down the stretch. So some big names on deck for both of these teams, highly ranked players, and a heated matchup. This is a good one. If you guys don't love Texas, if you're not tuned in, what the hell are you doing? As we see a block there by Momo Foko and a follow by Almighty Saul.
I'm really curious to see that matchup today, only because of how different their games sort of play out. If Seoul can take Momofoku in the post, but if Momofoku can get out off the wing in the midi, man, this is going to make it really good because they're going to be meeting each other on each other's terms. It's going to be the best man, right? It's going to be about all be good on good. The other thing I want to really see happen, how are the bigs are going to play out? I think the bigs might be the X factor here. Who's going to be able to do some damage in the post between Jordan Washington, the young man who's 6'10", there for H-Town, against Ashton Moreno, as you brought up earlier, the 6'10" for Lone Star.
This H-Town Hoopers team was a bit on the small side so far this season. You see them starting Almighty Saul really playing down the post because of his post game. Jordan Washington just now getting moved to getting some action here as of late. But yes, you're absolutely right. Lone Star Basketball Club, they get on the glass. They've got some big guys between Ashton Moreno, Momofoco, even Trey DeRozan gets on the glass. So H-Town Hoopers are going to want to protect the boards here. But right now they're out to a 10-4 lead. They got a little bit of a press, putting some pressure on this Lone Star club and trying to take them out of their game early.
Well, they got their, they just came off a big game, right? So H-Town needs to do what? They need to make sure that they keep that sweat cracked and they make sure they keep their motion going to give Lone Star an opportunity to have to work their way back into being game wet, you know. So the idea here for H-Town is doing what they're doing right now. Getting in, getting good shots early, making it pay, and making Lone Star have to work a little bit harder for their bucket.
Well, I tell you, the zone almost came back to bite Lone Star earlier in this tournament. But when you have a team like H-Town Hoopers, who you know they want to drop it down low, they're going to make life hell more than likely for Almighty Saul. As you see that double team come over, and the zone's just taking beautiful move as I'm saying that. But it does make life tougher for your interior play on the zone.
100%. And you know what they did not do? Yells, you call it on them, the double team. They didn't commit to the double team. You cannot start the double team and then somebody steps off, because you're leaving a gap in the zone. You're leaving a gap in the move. And the Almighty Soul will tell you, he will take that first step with authority and be right at the rim before you know it. And as a lot of people found out earlier today, as he was just getting to the bucket at will.
Monte Langford can't get it to go. Jamari Duran now in the starting lineup gets the follow. And the good signs here early for Houston committing to getting on the glass, as you said they should. They're winning the rebounding game 5-2 thus far.
But you know, I'm going to give you some. I'm going to give you some early flowers here, Yale. Something you said earlier, talking with everybody in the chat. You talked about if you want to get the ball, if you want to get yourself in the game, if you're not getting past where you look at that move, strong, unable to get the finish but got the foul. If you want to get yourself in the game, and you're not getting past to the way you think you should be, go get the ball off the glass. Go get the ball off the floor. Go take a charge. Go do something. Go get.
It's like Maestro may have gotten unplugged here. I bet I can finish that sentence. Make your teammates get you the ball. Make yourself, right, Maestro? Make yourself
Yes.
seen on the court. You can go get the ball however you need to, but you also earn that ball where your teammates want to move it your way because you're doing so much else. And say, hey,
Absolutely.
Here you go. We haven't forgot about you. You see Mazaka here with the ball. 29 points, I believe, in that last game. Maybe I could be missing some, but I just know he was going crazy.
I think it was 35 points.
35. Look, I'm cutting them short. That's big
short.
time.
He gonna have words with you later.
Hey, he's not gonna have any words with me. I'm getting the hell out of here. This is Dallas. I don't spend much time here, Maestro, at all. I get my Fuel City tacos. There's a nice little spot that I cannot mention on during a prep broadcast, and then I get out of here.
I hear you. Well, you know, I brought my vest. I got extra one for you too. So
I'm not gonna be anywhere that requires a vest, sir. Not here. Not here. Almighty Saul comes up with it. Working on the perimeter. He's going to kick it over to Devontae Langford. This H-Town team has not looked amazing thus far this season, but getting to this championship game here against a bitter rival, this could really turn things around. We see a big-time block there from Tyler Allen.
Yes, I'm glad you said it that way. You know, here's the thing. Not everybody's going to win pretty. You got to know how to win ugly too. But sometimes you just got to know how to win, boo. You just got to know how to make sure that you put in more than your opponent does, and make sure that you walk away with if it's 1/8 of a point more than they got, that's still a win.
Zuna Mazaka working on the screen from Almighty Saul. Nice to see those two working together. That could be a deadly combination come the last dance. Those two running a pick and roll. And they start to build that chemistry there. Mazaka was not on this team last season. He actually had made the rounds on a couple of teams as he had some issues with coaching and his family trying to find the right fit for him, which is something that happens on occasion here at Cineworld Prep. But not much movement, forgetting that these kids are high school kids and are not moving around the country. But that did happen for Azuna Mazaka, who was once on the Philadelphia Elite as well.
And you know, yes, that's why I always say it's a nice shot, Mazaka there, pumping one down from 3-point range. That's why I always try to just always get that shot out there. Nobody makes it by themselves. Your family makes a lot of sacrifices for you to do, the travel ball, all the stuff that goes on to get you into a place where you can succeed. The very least you can do is, one, never forget the people who are making those sacrifices for you, and then honor that sacrifice. Another deep down shot. I tell you what, these teams are coming to shoot it today, Yells.
Talking about honoring the sacrifice, Maestro, Matthew Mozgov has honored the sacrifice of working in the offseason when you see the biggest jump from most players. Last season, he was a bench player at best. And one that would be lucky to get eyes and looks from a Simwell U school. But he's worked on his game in the offseason. Offensively, he brings it. That jumper is butter as he knocks down his second in a row. He's worked on his game, his shooting from the perimeter, his ability to slash, his offensive IQ. Everything is taking such a jump, and that's what you want to see kids do in the offseason. I know you have some thoughts about that, Maestro. I do want to get us to a quick break, and we'll hear your thoughts on it when we return.
See the game, be the game.
Green light, let's get it. 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 I'm the future, I'm in it. Check score, I'm winning. Green light, let's get it. I just win, 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 win. I'm on 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Hello, I'm Himothy. I got the recipe. I got the flow. I got the remedy. I know they do. I know they envy me. Feet on the floor. What they gon' say now? We came along from last place, bottom to top of the fast pace. Out of the surf, I get touchdown. I take a loss, get it back 8. I'm in the gym putting numbers up. You're never there, you got bad traits. Never excuses or cover ups. Learn from the losses and bad breaks.
Ooh, man, oh man, oh man. As of present, you getting nothing but Drayton, 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 and more Drayton. And this is officially Off the Rim.
Ain't no way around it. Ain't no way around it. Cause I'm tryna ball out. Come on if you bout it. But you better keep up. I'm not slowing down. I swear they gon' see.
All right, Maestro, we had to get out and pay some bills there. Shout out to OTR coming up shortly after this tournament, as it always does. Make sure you're tuned in to get some analysis from the newly acquired by the Syracuse Orange to start next season, Coach Assad Drayton. But Maestro, before we left out, we talked about these kids' off-season growth, their work during the off-season, particularly talking about Matthew Mozgov. You had some thoughts there?
Yes, I do. And you really said it right to the point here. When you are working on your game, you need to be working on your game. You look at your weaknesses, not from your decision about what you think the weaknesses are. Go to the coaches, go to other players, talk to people that you trust. Put everything in that bucket, swirl it around. What are the most consistent things you're hearing? Maybe you should handle more with your right hand. Maybe you should handle more with your left hand. Maybe you should do this. Work on those things. Study yourself and give yourself a diet plan of workouts and drills and make it happen. Because when you do it on the off season, you make it automatic when it's in season. Because it's all about what's happening in the mind, bro. It's all about what's happening between your ears, and that's what's going to make you stronger all the time.
Can't get that one to go. We're all knotted up at 21. As you would think it would be from these in-state rivals, you don't get a lot of that here in Simwell Prep. But you do here today. Almighty Saul working down low. Goes over the pump fake. Can't get it to go over Ashton Marino. You know, one thing that impresses me about Almighty Saul on the offensive end is his ability to play much bigger than he actually is. He's been tasked with playing in the middle this season. Not particularly what, I would believe that he does, because defensively he's not much of a stalwart in the middle. But offensively, he plays much larger than his size. Running out a little time here for me to ramble on. First quarter in the books. We've got a very good one for you. As you can see, 21-21 in-season rivals. In-state rivals. We'll be back after this.
Ooh, man, oh man, oh man. As of present, you getting nothing but Drayton, 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 and more Drayton. And this is officially Off the Rim.
Ain't no way around it. Ain't no way around it. Cause I'm tryna ball out. Come on if you bout it. But you better keep up. I'm not slowing down. I swear they gon' see us. Ain't no way around it.
Yo, it's your boy. Check out Talking Dirty with me so we can catch up on prep news and some more sports. You know the deal. Holla at your boy. See the game? Be the game.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, Maestro. I love it. It just gets my shoulders moving. 21-21, man. Any takeaways from this first quarter?
It's interesting to see how both teams are sort of playing within their zones, but also are willing to meet the other team in their place, right? So we're seeing Lone Star doing what they need to do, attempting to limit those second chance shots, but H-Town, as you pointed out, my God, another strong move inside. As you pointed out, Lone Star is willing to play the inside game. And the reason they're able to do that is, and I'm going to start off what you talked about with Almighty Saul, his footwork.
Oh, my goodness. Mardon sighting. A Mardon sighting. Sorry, get that name right. Please continue.
My goodness, that made my pockets explode with that one. I love when a little guy gets on top of a big guy and say, how you like that? But the fact that he's able to move his feet the way he does, always get himself in position. He's always working from a position of leverage, Yells, and that's why he's able to do it. And he does it so naturally. It's just amazing to see.
Lone Star picking up the pace here might be the new strategy, as H-Town Hoopers have been slowing it down. And you know, just continue this thing what we're talking about here. One of the impressive things for me is Almighty Saw. He's just that damn good. He's been able to work through the post in this one, despite a zone, and that's in large part to Azuna Mazaka, what he's been able to do, attacking the defense, attacking the paint, just being very aggressive while being able to knock down the outside shot. 2 of 2 already in this game. Just a good game, man. It's been a great tournament, Maestro. We've had overtime. We've had some comebacks from this Lone Star squad. We saw SimWorld Africa, who was down by this Lone Star club, make quite a comeback in a last-second shot from Al Hussein Noor. I mean, this may have been the tournament of the season so far, and we haven't even seen the end result of this one, as Caleb Walker said.
You know, it's just funny because I said something in one of my Talking Dirty episodes here. I'm almost getting tired of saying this tournament's going to be great because that's almost automatic now, one. But two, it's like we had, let's go back 5 tournaments ago. It was good. 4 tournaments ago, really good. 3 tournaments ago, really. It's like it just keeps getting better and better and better and better. And that's what you want to see because you're seeing growth on both sides of the floor and what people are working, including the teams that might have a little bit of, I'm going to say a little bit controversy, supposedly not practicing, but something must be working because that team that everybody's talking about that's not working out like they're supposed to is playing for us right now for a championship. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, well, we're talking about tournaments and good ones. Next Saturday at a new time for the championship game will be moved back to 2 p.m. Eastern. SimWorld TV Network has made their adjustments. Local streams will still be going on, and additional local streams going to be added back in. But the Golden State Showdown, hey, this tournament's going to be good, Maestro.
Yes, it is.
And you know why? And it's primarily because you have the best players in all of SimWorld Prep. And matter of fact, break the fourth wall before I pick it back up. In all of virtual basketball you have here in SimWorld Sports, SimWorld Hoops, in SimWorld Prep is the only place where you can see it. It's the only place where you can see the game, be the game. You trying out some of those other suckers, hashtag, don't play yourself. Just see the game, be the game.
I love angry yells. I love an angry. I just got to have me some angry yells going on.
That is a pretty move. Can't get the finish there. Great contest from Ashley Moreno. But the kids here really are, Maestro. I mean, this is such an elite league. These kids are playing at such a high level. That's why you see anything on any given night. We have the top players in the world. We know the Monte Parsons, the Almighty Sauls, the Kai Killens, Bjarni Johnson, who's emerged on the scene. Some of the top kids on the planet. But outside of that, the gap between, those kids and some of the others here in Simwell Prep is not great. So any given night, you can see anyone go off. And this is the future of Simwell U and more so SWBA. And we get to watch it right now.
This process where you can grow from prep to U to pro, you know what I'm saying? Like just like the song say, from prep to pro, baby. The development is just glorious to watch, and that's one of the reasons I love seeing that starting at this particular level. These young players come in here and they start putting in that work, like you pointed out, in the off season, and we see them grow from season to season. Yales, it's a thing of beauty, bro.
Another quick timeout as Lone Star Basketball Club is going on a run here, Maestro. I just got to say, I love the energy in here. How about this stadium? How about Doug Dobbins? Doug Dobbins is what an eccentric guy, but look, he spent the money and he's committed himself to making this stadium, which there's concerts here. You see, I think the Big Three is played here. Travis Scott, a couple other acts have been here, but he's committed this stadium to prep basketball. Lone Star Basketball Club gets to practice here. They scrimmage here. There's plenty of other non-Simwell Prep events, which obviously have not been as good as Simwell Prep, that have occurred here. But he's committed to prep in the future and progression of basketball at the high school level.
And yeah, and thank you for saying it that way, because here's the reality that I'm just going to put out there for a lot of my academic sisters and brethren. We talk about it's only sports. You know what? It's more than sports. Look at the people here sharing this moment in the present together. Look at the work that these young people are putting into the game. Okay, little quick insight. I'm going to make it 5 seconds. If one of these guys applies to go to law school or to med school, they're going to get looked at first, because those institutions are looking for people who can play team ball and team game, because that's who's successful in the courtroom and in an operating room. So trust me when I tell you, it's more than just a game. It is more than just a game. It is about community. It's about growth. It's about togetherness.
Absolutely. Caleb Walker with the Uber Euro. The Uber Euro. My God, took him out his shoes. What a finish there. I'm a big fan of that kid. I think he's very shifty. He reminds me of a modern day Rod Strickland.
Oh, great pull. Great pull by you. He's one of my favorite players, too.
It's one of Kyrie Irving's favorite also, kids, look him up. Look him up. He's going to work here on the screen, able to hold on to the handle as he's defended very well by Jamari Duran, who gets the block. Coming back the other way, Johnny Hero can't get it to go. H-Town needs to make a run, Maestro. What do they need to do to make it happen? They got 4 minutes where they're going to want to get this lead down a bit before halftime.
So you're talking about a team that leads the prep universe in assists. What does that mean? They need to get on the transition game. They need to start picking the balls off the court, get the jerseys up the floor, but you can't give it back like that. No.
Trey DeRozan.
Not do that. Get the ball up the floor, get yourself set up in a transition game, H-Town, and get back comfortable with where you are, because you don't want to stay where Lone Star is, because they're gonna take advantage of you all day.
Trey DeRozan leading this team so far in this one, just 15 years old, 6'9", 220. Where are kids this big that you may ask yourself? Pine Bluff, Arkansas. That's where he's from. The number 8 composite player on the planet at the high school. Pine Bluff's very own Trey DeRozan leading this Lone Star team in scoring so far this season, 14 points a game, just under 5 rebounds.
Look, they're growing big in the South, the Yales. They're growing big in the South.
Cornbread.
You know what I'm saying? Now, do you know what
hot water cornbread is? Do you know what that is? Someone's been explaining. Wife and family were trying to explain to me. I'm like, why does the temperature of water really matter? I don't know.
Oh yeah, it does. It does. Boy, I sit you down with some hot water cornbread and get yourself some deep lima bean casserole going on.
Did you say lima bean casserole? I tell you what, right now, what they're getting on the H-Town side is pound cake. It's Trey DeRozan throws it down. 15-point lead here for Lone Star Basketball Club. H-Town really needs to get going. No Azuna Mazaka on the floor. No Almighty Saul on the floor. Where are they supposed to go offensively?
Oh, that's going to be a really tricky game for them because of the fact that even though, yes, in the transition game, we know H-Town can score from anywhere, right? But I'm going to tell you something. Right now, what they need to do, Yells, they need to find a way to keep the ball away from Lone Star, limiting those second chance shots that we were talking about earlier. And they might need to lean on, I'm going to say it, get my big man involved. We're going to get Jordan Washington involved down in the paint, see what he can give you. They might need to go to even another player such as Devontae Langford. They might have to go to somebody else here just to get points from a spot that they're not really expecting the points to come from to mix up the cake a little bit.
Zaka can't get it to go. He's going to go back up and over Mamafuko. Great contest.
Strong play. Lone Star Basketball is doing what they need to do, Yells, at this particular point. And guess what? They're adding little mini pressure moves. If you notice that, they're meeting up a little bit before half court to make sure that H-Town has to work a little bit harder than they thought they might have had to before. Got a foul on the play here.
Mazaka
to the line.
And let me ask you, Maestro. Mazaka right now going to the line for potentially points 11 and 12. Almighty Saul 7 points. We'll stir the pot here. Do you? Mazaka, great talent, obviously, just coming off of a great game, having an excellent tournament. You got Almighty Saul there, the number 5 player in all of the world, and in some eyes, maybe higher than that. Do you continue to run the offense through Almighty Saul, or do you just let the game go how it goes, or you try and feed the hot hand? What are your thoughts when you have a clear-cut number 1, like you do in Almighty Saul, and then someone else who is pretty damn good and or hot?
Well, this conversation is going to happen in the week. It's going to happen while we're in the classroom watching film, watching video. We don't do film anymore. This conversation is going to happen then. I pull these two guys aside and say, whatever's going on, if there's anything going on between you two, cook it up and eat it so we can get to work and get them to start playing more in tandem. And that is not an original idea. When you get your two best players playing in tandem, they can find the flow because they're seeing something on the floor I'm not seeing as a coach from the sideline. If I have to tell them and get them thinking, guess what? I'm slowing them down that half a step that they're going to need that makes them so dynamic. So that conversation has to happen earlier for it to be effective game time.
So if you're having that conversation now, it's already too late?
Yes, sir.
Almighty Saul, just 8 points a game, or just under 9 points a game on the season, shooting 59% from the field. I don't know. What I do know is we're headed to halftime. We got more Lone Star Invitational Championship coming up after this.
Hier ist mein Sektor. Das hier ist das wichtigste Gerät des Küstenwächters. Das Gerät. Überlebensradar.
Mayday. Hello, can you hear us? Can you hear us? Can you... Over. We are sinking. We are sinking.
Hello? This is the German Coast Guard.
We are sinking. We're sinking.
What are you thinking about?
Do you have the mind of a coach? Are you willing to fight for your players? Can you handle it when things get heated? Can you manage your star player's ego? Can you handle the stress? Can you become a legend? The only place in the world where you can coach live in a virtual world. SimWorld Sports.
First half in the books, Lone Star up big over the H-Town Hoopers. You know how I feel about my H-Town. Stand up. But let's talk a little coaching. Just saw a commercial there, excellent commercial. Our production put that together. Live coaching. Look, SimWorld Sports is the only place on the planet where you can join a virtual league and effectively, actively make adjustments live in the game, and that's where games are won as a coach. See a lot of kids, a lot of players, a lot of commenters. This should happen, that should happen. Got a lot to say about what should be done. Come on and join coaches. Maestro always says, you got the brains, be a coach. You got the game, be a player. But if you got the brains and you want to tell coach what to do, maybe you should come on coaching side. And for any viewers who got in there viewing for the first time, again, the only place where you can live coach, you can make adjustments, you can change your offensive focus, you can change your defensive set, you can focus on rebounds, get out on transition, run a zone. Only place on the planet where you can do that is here in SimWorld Sports, SimWorld Hoops. And we're giving out 5,000 EMs to head coaches when they join. We're giving out 5,000 EMs for 5,000 EMs for when they're referred as well. So if you refer a head coach, they make it through the season. You get yours as well. Maestro, how important is coaching for you?
Oh, it's everything, because a lot of times, just going to get it out the way. The amount of coaching and the type of coaching that you do shapes the people you're talking with and shapes yourself if you're paying attention. All right. Now, here's the thing: if I'm coaching and I'm coaching a group of players, ooh, that's how you get it down there. Choose violence at the end when it comes to basketball only, please. How do I prepare? I have to do my homework as a coach. Know what my players can do. Know what our opponents can do. Know what our players can't do. Know what our opponents can't do. And I have to put together the strategy and happen and make it work. If you think you're just going to walk into a game and make it up as you go along, I got you already. Listen, boy, Lone Star's finding a way to put it in there right now. I got you already because you are not prepared. If you prepare for a test, there's no surprises, right? Now, this is where it comes in, where you can say there's easy answers. If I prepared you for everything I can prepare you for, and we already have a strategy in place, now yells, we got something in the game. We got two players that are bouncing off of each other, and I need to try to make it out of a strategy in game. Oh, my goodness. H-Town needed that in some kind of way, even though they're still down by 120. The idea here is for you to now have enough of my library in your head. When I give you something different, you can now create off that. Because guess what? I have you on my team because I believe in what you can do. I want to give you a chance to create, but you have to have a library to pull from. Coaches come to the gym with a library of basketball knowledge. Players come to a gym with a backpack and maybe a couple of paperbacks in it. Learn what you can when you can.
Big time block there. The almighty Saul. Looked like H-Town was on a run there as we see a block from Tyler Allen up. Just a sneaky good defender he is. And it's going to be all tied up here. Looks like it's going to go back to Lone Star. As Devontae Langford is going to take a seat. Yeah, sports is not you can't come in with a preset game plan and just stick to it. We've seen some coaches in football, basketball, where they say, I'm just going to do what I do and it's going to win out. It's hard to maintain a job that way.
Anything that way.
Got to be able to adapt on the fly. H-Town cutting into this lead here. Come on, hometown. I got to say it. I'm allowed to say it. Come on, hometown.
You're allowed to say it. Listen, you're allowed to say it, bro.
Deep three from Ashton Moreno showing the range. He's got that in the arsenal. He says, watch what I can do. Scouts, you're in the building. Learn about me. What you know about me. Yeah.
Lone Star's getting comfortable, Yales. And that's dangerous because if with this kind of lead, they can play par game the rest of the way. You score, I score. You miss, I miss. It doesn't matter. Guess what? I can maintain.
Well, if they keep taking shots like this on the other side, I can tell you it looks like the H-Town offense is getting a little bit more comfortable there as we see a foul. As you say, Lone Star's getting comfortable. The shots are starting to fall for H-Town here, who was shot only 37% here in the first half and into this quarter, but they've gotten a few to go. They've seen them go through the net, which is always helpful for your team. Almighty Saul right now, 7 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. Team's being led by Mazaka and Langford. Diversity on offense? Yes, no, maybe?
You have to have it. And going back to what you said earlier, something you brought up earlier, I have a 1 and a 2, a clear 1 and a 2, right? How do they work together? Can we expect players at this particular point in their development to learn that on the fly? No, we cannot. It's our responsibility as the leaders of the team, coaches of the team, to put them in a position where that's happening earlier. So when it comes to today, when the clock is ticking and it counts, guess what? It becomes second nature. They don't have to think about it. Whenever you have to think about your game, Yells, it slows you down. That's why you do the work early.
Yeah. And I tell you what you don't have to think about is smashing that like button. You don't have to think about that at all. It takes like a millisecond. What's wrong with your thumbs? If you love SimWorld, hit that like button, hit that share button, drop a comment in there, help us grow. Right now, I'm going to get into what I like to call the chat bag. Let's shout y'all out. We don't have quite the numbers we want, so it doesn't look like we might not get to a giveaway today, which is sad. But you know what? Shout out Dre Pope in the building. He's been in the building since early this morning. He made his way down to Championship Stadium, so appreciate you being in here. B-Ron did the same. Jack Sutton in the building. Trey Bird, what up? What up? We got Coach Drayton in the chat as well. Look, some of y'all haven't said anything in so long. I can't find your names. Tony Henderson, what's going on? I'm a effing problem. Mark Chisholm. Appreciate all y'all being locked in, tuned in with us here in SimWorld. As usual, we do appreciate you all's support, and we appreciate your viewership, and we reward you for it. We give you the EMs, and in the words of R. Kelly on the Silly album, we thank you for it. Caleb Walker from deep extends the lead back up to 17. So if you're coaching H-Town with roughly 11 minutes left, Maestro, what are you telling your team? Oh my God, how about that split of that double team there from Mazaka? Every time I say something, this kid shows me something. I'm sorry, Maestro. Please go ahead. Go ahead.
Never be sorry about that. That was beautiful. Well done. Shows you his ability to score from every part of the floor. If I'm leading H-Town right now, I'm sitting and saying this. I need to see at least 3 of our jerseys for rebounds on both sides of the floor. I need to see cats kicking out for the transition game. We need to start getting our shots earlier in the shot clock, and we need to force Lone Star into bad shots. How do you do that? We funnel them to one side of the floor or another, whatever their weakest side is. I would know that already, and I would push them to that side and make them take their shots from there to give myself an opportunity to get the rebound, to make sure that I can get back up the court in the transition game again, so that way I can start getting buckets in. And oh, by the way, if you're not scoring, you want to get closer to the basket so you can start scoring, and then you can start stepping back and opening up your range on the floor.
Excellent defensive effort here to close out this quarter so far. They do leave him wide open. That's the thing. After, I tell you, even when I step onto the court, or when I did step onto the court, you give all that defensive effort. You're locking your man. You're moving laterally. You're making sure that you're playing position defense, just to watch someone do some ball watching on your team, and give up an open jumper. When I tell you what it makes me feel like doing, somebody must have just turned the AC off in here because it got hot. Yeah, great defensive effort there from Mazaka on that side, on that end of the floor, and H-Town in general so far, or towards the latter part of this, but they gave up that jumper there, and those are debilitating buckets to give up when you've given that kind of effort.
Yes, and do not underestimate this point. It's an 18-point game with, let's just going to be honest about it, 10 minutes, 8 seconds left to go in the game, right? What do we need to do at this particular point? We need to put up the pressure, and that means on ourselves too. Not linger in our possessions, taking those early shots like we talked about, Yales, being hyperactive. When I say hyperactive, don't fall out of your base principles, but be more aggressive toward the ball to give yourself an opportunity to either get a steal, get a jump ball, change of possession, get a V-neck in the front row sitting by herself. That's with the ponytail. That's a sad sight. I'm gonna take care of that in a minute. But do what you got to do here to make sure that you're doing what? Pressing the issue for you to score to slow down them from scoring.
Oh, beautiful pass there.
Yes.
Now, I'll tell you what, here's the thing about SimWorld Prep and prep basketball in general. This game's going to end. H-Town's going to make one unbelievable comeback, or they're not, and Lone Star basketball will go on to win this one. But you know who's still in the building looking at how this game goes down, regardless of the wins or loss record or the final score? SimWorld U Scouts. They're looking at how Mazaka's playing. They're looking at how everyone on this team is playing. If they give up, there's a big-time shot by Devontae Langford. If they're going to continue to play, if they're going to drop their heads and start complaining, have a meltdown, or if they're going to continue to compete through the end of Bill. And on the other side of a team that's up, so we see a beautiful drive there from Walker. Are they going to continue to compete? What do they do well? How do you move laterally on defense? Are you taking smart shots? The scouts are looking at every element of this, aside from a win-loss. The kids, you want to win and loss. So does your coach, obviously. But this is where you build character. This is the level where people learn what your character is and find out what your skill set truly is.
Back to that pride in self, pride for those people who are sacrificing for you to be here. Always keep that in your head. You'll always do the right thing.
Speaking of right things, make sure you're tuning in to all of the content here. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead on a Saturday and shout everyone out. My man Maestro, leading the SimWorld Prep news. You want to hear prep? Then tune your ass in to Dirty Shorts and Talking Dirty. You want to hear someone talking about it? That's your main man there with ACA Hoops. You also got Off the Rim, Asad Drayton coming up after this. Matter of fact, we got Marsh newly signed and joining the ESPN crew, talking SimWorld U and SWBA. Just a slew of media members here, from Sam Goldberg, JK, Jordan Lorenz, Sniper J, who you'll see some stuff coming from him. I know you guys checked out new to the team and new to SWBA TV Rico with a breakdown just the other day. And obviously we have the old stalwarts here. We got B-Rons, we got the Davions, the E-Lavas. So many people bringing you quality content. Rick Blaze, Big Bob. I won't even mention myself. There's no need, because I'm just being goofy. You guys are bringing the content. Support those media members. Get in there, drop some comments, give your opinion, do something more than W. He's good, cool, nice piece. Support.
We want to hear you. We want to hear you so we can have a conversation.
13-point game. Lone Star Basketball Club trying to inbound here. Asher Moreno left open from deep again. He says, I'll pull. He does not get it to fall, though. H-Town
Make this a positive stop. Make this a positive stop, H-Town. Get some points out of this.
Mazaka draws the double team, kicks over to Langford. Can't get it to go. Still another chance to get the ball back here for H-Town. Lone Star's going to drop it down low to Trey DeRozan. He can finish, and he does. 15 years old. Might be looking for a 2-for-1 here as Mazaka working on Morbauskas. Gives it up here to Almighty, or excuse me, not Almighty Saul. So he's going to get stripped there. Man wide open. He tries to put it up anyway. Cannot get it to go. Force the shot. Lone Star seeing if they can extend this lead to 17 before the break. Gives it up. Stolen by Mazaka. He's going to get a shot up before the buzzer. No good. That's the end of 3. 15-point lead for Lone Star Basketball Club. We could be in for a great finish. Keep it locked. We'll be right back after this. We're back. 8 minutes of action left. H-Town Hoopers down 15. Now down 18. So we see a big shot there.
Come on, Yells, you got to say it in honor of our man, B-Ron. Come on, everybody. Put those.
You can't do this every weekend, man.
Yeah.
You can't mock this man every weekend.
I'm paying homage to the great B-Ron. I can't mock greatness.
You taking his phrase. He paid top dollar for that phrase. I am not gonna take that man's phrase. Look,
I can't take it. I can only imitate it.
Often duplicated. Often imitated, rarely duplicated. Good move there by Almighty Saul, getting it to go. That's what he's able to do. So we see H-Town now applying some pressure. And that might be the answer there, but Lone Star has handled the pressure admirably so far in this series, or in this tournament. They've looked good all tournament long, honestly. They've looked very comfortable. They've looked like the home team, which they have been. And it's worked out to their favor.
You know, when the pressure's been sporadic, it's sort of easy to handle. What, and I'll just say this now, what I've been waiting to see from H-Town, one, to get in sync. And I don't mean like bye, whoever that was, but I mean in sync in terms of with their game. The other side I'm looking for H-Town is to find a way to be consistent. They will set a great double team, but then they'll let something go. Or they'll start pressure, but then they don't get it on the back end. all those other things that you need to do, those little gap fillers you need to do, they're not really doing right now what they were doing earlier today. And it's showing against a team like Lone Star that has come ready to bear, ready to play.
More Boskus from deep, can't get it to go. This game is not over. We've seen crazier things here in prep.
This is true.
As we see a big time finish there. Sherman Darling Biondo, 6'9", 230 out of Temple, Texas. Says it's not over. And sometimes it's something like that.
It is.
Yeah, that can spark. That can spark a team. That's a big time throwdown there. I did not quite know that was in his bag at all.
And that's what I mean. If you're doing something that's not working, as we're looking ahead now for Simroy U games this week, Florida State at Indiana, E-Lava is in heaven. He's probably sitting in his milk bath right now, got the cucumbers on his eyes, just saying the magic word over and over again. Hoosiers, Hoosiers, Hoosiers. He's ready to get his game on for the game of the week Tuesday night. You know what's up. But I tell you, the idea of how you look at what's going on with these teams right now, right? So if I know what I've been doing has not been working, then I need to go to another bag, because this bag is obviously getting me beat. So I need to go to another bag and open up things that you've not seen me do. And maybe sometimes I don't even know I can do it until I now try it, because guess what? If I'm going to keep doing the same thing and the same thing keeps happening, what they call that? Oh yeah, insanity, right? I have to do something different. I need to mix it up. I need to give myself a chance, Yales.
Gotta do something. Gotta do something. Still in this press here. Trying to speed them up, which I'm not sure that's Houston's game. Great block there by Devontae Langford. Not sure if that's H-Town's game, but when you're down by this many in the fourth quarter, then you have to speed the game up. Mazaka here. He's going to put it up. Can't get it to go. Rebound by Morboskus. But forcing the team to play your game is something that you want to do. And that's in all sports.
Yes. If I can make you one-dimensional or even dimensional in a way that you're not comfortable with, I have you. It's the whole thing in the art of war. Meet the enemy where they are, but you defeat them where they're not.
I like that a lot. I'm writing that down in my war book. I do have a book. I call my war book. It's not what you think, but I'm not going to change the name. Great steal there. Trader Rosen attacking the rim. Once again, what does he do? He finishes the job like Benjamin. That he can do. Another turnover here, and this game may be starting to get out of hand as Morboskus finishes the job himself as well. Another one of those players from International. I think he originally came from the now defunct Similar Middle East. He's going to pick up another steal and get another big-time finish. But yeah, the international spotlight that's been put on high school age prep level basketball by the Simon Prep League.
And something else, Yales, that we can't say enough about what SimWorld's able to do. Look at the people who are still here, still cheering, still supporting, still being in the present in this game, enjoying every single moment.
Matthew Monsgar puts it up. Can't get it to go. Maestro, have you been down here to Dallas before? I'm sure you have. But have you been here often? Is there something you like to do when you're here?
Oh, well, first of all, I got to hit the Galleria just because I like to watch what's happening. And there's all my soul food places that are right outside of Irving that I got to get in on.
Soul food in Dallas?
Yeah.
I never knew.
For all them lima bean haters out there, I got to fight all y'all.
Hey, take them out. Take them out. We'll be right back after this.
I'd like to order french fries, a burger, and a milkshake.
This is a library.
I'd like to order french fries, a burger, and a milkshake.
You know, when I'm not in the gym, I'll be playing outside with my older cousins. Once they seen I had some talent, they put a lot of time into my development. I got a really big family. They team Dennis Smith Jr., so they seen it from the jump, so they always believed that I could do it. I'm rolling with them, they rolling with me. When I got hurt, I was pretty sour about it. And just being around me, hanging out, making sure I had positive energy around me. And I was just like, you know, I can't be the only one sad if everybody else having a good time, so. They told me I was gonna be out for like 10 months. Damn, that's a pretty long time. It's gonna be something. I need a little sports training montage. My whole family, they motivate me a lot, and they believe in me so much. You know, I wanted to do them a disservice by not putting out max effort. I'm just blessed, man. Sometimes unfortunate stuff happens to people and they get powers. I'm a mutant, that's what my grandma called me. Yeah, I would consider myself a killer. They do what killers do, they going for the kill at any time. That's how I was brought up, and that's something that stuck with me.
We're back in Dallas, where I get to watch my hometown team lose to my most hated city. This has been great for me, Maestro. This has been, it's been so delightful.
Don't worry, I got you. I got you.
Miles Goff. Mazaka now working here. He's able to get it to go.
You'd think that you'd get a little bit more push from H-Town Yales. I'm kind of disappointed. I don't want to use the G word here. I really don't. But it kind of feels like it. Give up. Give up. I didn't want to say that. I was hoping not. They played so strong all day. But I would love to see a little bit more push. Like some of that right there. If you're going to take threes, Yales, one thing that I would say to any team, learn how to zone rebound for threes. And by that, I mean this. You know, threes can lead to long rebounds, right? So someone needs to go halfway between the shooter and the basket while two other teammates smash either side of the rim. And that way you have the zone of where the ball can come off. If it's going to come off short, it's going to come off short on either side, but if it's going to come off long, it's going to come back to the direction of the shooter. Your player's already there.
Johnny Hero can't get it to go. Sore spot for this H-Town team has been shooting. And it's continued to be in this game as we're winding down here. But look, more SimWorld TV action coming next week. We got a plethora of games for you. I think we start the week on CBS out of Florida State and Indiana, which you already talked about. North Carolina, KPJ Bam Wallace taking on Lamarian Sherwood in Iowa. Later in the week, UNLV, Nat Hawkins, and Justin Bell will face off as UNLV heads into Nova. We got Virginia taking on the spiraling Houston Cougars. All my H-Town teams just falling apart.
Come on, what's going on? What's going on, Yandy?
I don't know.
What's wrong, man?
I don't know. We got a triple header or a trifecta that day. We got some daytime action on that UNLV Villanova game. Then Virginia Houston for the nightcap, along with Xavier and San Diego State, who has been exceptionally good, regardless of if you know about them or not. ESPN action on Thursday, and then a night off before we get back to SimWorld Prep and the Golden State Showdown.
Come on, Yels, admit it. You can't get the vision of Elava sitting in that milk bath with the cucumbers on the outside head, can you? My man E.
Nah. Nope. Also, did not envision this.
No.
This game going down the way that it is right now.
No, not at all.
But nevertheless, we can go ahead and get an early congratulations to the Lone Star Basketball Club. They've had a rough go of it so far this season, but turned it all around in this tournament. Have looked like champions, and they will get a tournament championship under their belt with some wins over some very quality teams. And perhaps this could be the start. Yes, at home. At home, that home court, quote unquote. For those at home can't see me doing the air quotes, has been big in the last few tournaments. So appreciate everyone who's been tuned in here with us. Appreciate everyone respecting the business that we got going on here, and business was handled here by Lone Star Basketball Club. Shout out to Coach Simpson and his kids. Congratulations on the championship. Make sure you guys are tuned in next time on SimWorld TV, SimWorld Sports, the only place where you can see the game, be the game.
This has been a presentation of SimWorld.